Good morning, student. I hope you safe at home. I am again present in front of you my YouTube channel with engineering mathematics. The topic Laplace inverse transform. I taught in previous video what is the inverse Laplace transform. Some important depend of question inverse Laplace transform. I will teach in this lecture most important property of inverse Laplace transform. Let me start. What is the property of inverse Laplace transform? You can see in board the first shifting property of inverse Laplace transform. You can see if Laplace inverse of Fs, we have the Ft. After then, the Laplace inverse of Fs plus a, we see that Laplace inverse of Fs equal to Ft. Here, a is any constant plus or minus with s. Then, with the property of this, the value of a in e to the power minus at, if the plus then minus at, if minus then plus of at, so minus e to the power minus at of fs. This is the first shifting property of inverse Laplace transform. And the second shifting property of inverse Laplace transform, L inverse of e to the power minus as fs equal to ft minus a and u t minus of a. And third, multiplication by s. We see that the previous video, the Laplace transform multiply by t, here multiply by s. You are see in this video we find the Laplace transform of t in term of s, then multiply by t. And here you find inverse Laplace transform of s in term of t, then multiply by s. If Laplace inverse of this ft, then multiply by s fs, then integrate, differentiate of this inverse Laplace transform with respect to t, ft plus f0 and delta of t. And the fourth property of division by s. Same property of Laplace transform or division by t, here division by s. If Laplace inverse of fs equal to ft, then Laplace inverse of fs upon s, which means division by s, then the integrate of inverse transform of Laplace fs with respect to t between the limit 0 to t. The fourth property of inverse Laplace transform of this. Let me start. The some questions depend upon this property. Most important properties of the inverse Laplace transform. All property are used in all question, most probability 90% questions. Let me start the question number first. Laplace inverse of s plus 2 upon s square minus 2s minus of 8. We find the Laplace inverse of this function. We separate these functions in the form of this s upon s square minus 2s minus of 8 plus Laplace inverse of 2 upon s square minus 2s minus of 8. Understand these steps? Very simple this step, s upon this and 2 upon of this. Now we see the formula of inverse Laplace transform. S upon s square plus a square or s upon s square minus a square. It means made of denominator with s square. Made of denominator with s square. Now L inverse of s upon s square minus 2s plus of 1. We add in this term plus 1. We add the plus 1. So according the rule, minus of 1. Minus of 1, it means 9. Same process, 2 upon s square minus 2s plus of 1 or minus of 9. Value of this, L inverse s upon s minus 1 to whole square minus 3 square. 9 square 3 square plus similar process, 2L inverse 1 upon s minus 1 whole square minus of 3 square. After made s minus 1 whole square, we made the numerator in form of this. It means s minus 1. So L inverse s minus 1 plus of 1. In numerator, we subtract minus 1 and plus 1. S minus 1 to whole square minus 3 square plus 2 L inverse of 1 upon s minus 1 to whole square minus of 3 square. You can see the separate of again of this, L inverse s minus 1 upon s minus 1 to whole square minus 3 square plus L inverse of 1 upon s minus 1 to whole square minus of 3 square plus 2 L inverse 1 upon s minus 1 whole square minus of 3 square. After then, value of this are Laplace inverse of s minus 1 upon s minus 1 to whole square minus 3 square, 1 or 2. 3 Laplace inverse of 1 upon s minus 1 whole square minus of 3. Now take the Laplace inverse of this. The property of the s minus 1 and s minus 1. First shifting property of this. We check s plus a, then e to the power minus at. Then after taking the inverse Laplace of fs, it means s minus a. Here the value of plus, here the value of minus. E to the power, it means t. It means s a. Write down this question. E to the power 1 into t. Then Laplace inverse of fs, s upon s square minus of 3 square. Similar process of this, plus 3 e to the power 1 into t. Laplace inverse 1 upon s square minus of 3 square. After question of this, e to the power t, Laplace inverse of this, s upon s square minus a square, cos of hyperbolic 3t, cos of hyperbolic 3t plus 3 e to the power t, 1 upon s square minus a square, 1 upon a sin hyperbolic 3t, 1 upon a, it means 3 sin hyperbolic of 3t. Cancel out of this, common, e to the power t cos hyperbolic 3t of plus sin hyperbolic of 3t. This is the answer of this question. Very simple question by the solve property of inverse Laplace transform. You can understand this question. If you any problem, then you inform me my comment box. I provide the solution of your problem immediately. Thanks. Note these questions, most important question. Left, second question. L inverse of e to the power minus pi s minus only s plus 1 to the whole. This question depend upon second shifting property. So you can see that Laplace inverse of 1 upon s plus 1 to the whole cube. You know the any formula of the form of this? Okay, 1 upon s plus 1 to the whole cube. No. This is the depend upon the first be the first property, after then apply the second shifting property. It means s plus 1. It means we compare of this s plus a. So Laplace, e to the power minus t or Laplace inverse 1 by of s cube. Then we know that Laplace inverse of 1 upon s to the power n t to the power n minus 1 factorial n minus 1 in place of n equal to 3 e to the power minus t Laplace inverse of we find the Laplace t to the power 3 minus 1 factorial 3 minus 1 imply that e to the power minus t square upon factorial of 2. This is the Laplace transform of only this. But question is this, e to the power minus s upon s plus 1 to the whole cube. अब multiply by देखिए L inverse e to the power minus s upon s plus 1 to the whole cube. Compare this question the second shifting property. E to the power minus as fs, it means ft minus a. Ft minus a, this is the function of ft. Then coefficient of e to the power s is subtract from t minus. It means coefficient e to the power s is 1 is subtract from this minus t minus 1 whole square factorial of 2 and ut minus a u or t minus of 1 ut minus of 1 by the second shifting property. Question, answer of this question. Understand all the student these questions? Now next, question of third. Laplace inverse of s square plus s upon s square plus minus. This is the depend upon divide by s. You see the questions. We separate of this question Laplace inverse s square upon s square plus 9 s plus Laplace inverse 3 upon s or s square plus of 9. Cancel out of this Laplace inverse s upon s square plus 9 plus Laplace inverse 3 upon s square plus of 9. We see that this is the simple s upon s square plus a square. It means cos 80. Then after this 3 upon s, we know if you change this question as a partial fractions, otherwise apply the property divide by s. We now let this is the first function, this is the second function. Now first function L inverse s upon s square plus 3 to the square, this is the first function. Inverse of this sin s upon s square plus 3 square cos of 3t. It means we know that formula L inverse s upon s square plus a square equal to cos of et. And the second question L inverse 3 upon s square plus of 9. Now we find L inverse 3 upon s square plus of 3 square, leaving the s. After then divide by s, we apply the property of division by s. L inverse of this function 3 or 1 upon 3, 1 upon a sine of 3t, it means cancel out. Value of this sine of 3. After L inverse 3 upon s square plus 9 equal to division by s 0 to t ft, it means this is the function of ft 0 to t sine of 3t and dt. Integrate of this function minus cos 3t or divide by 3 limit 0 to t minus cos 3t apply the limit 0, it means upon 3 और ये आपका माइनस माइनस प्लस इट मीन्स 1. ये सेकेंड एंड ये फर्स्ट. तो आपका लाप्लास ट्रांसफॉर्म एस स्क्वायर प्लस 3 अपॉन एस और एस स्क्वायर प्लस 9 इक्वल टू फर्स्ट cos of 3t minus cos 3t upon 3 plus of 1. Sort out of this questions. LCM 2 upon 3 minus value of this 1 by 3. Cos of 3t plus 1 by 3, we take 1 by 3 is common, 1 plus 2 cos 3t. Answer of this question. Most important question of the inverse Laplace transform. I complete the inverse Laplace transform in 3 or 4 lectures. So I request you can see my all video of this topic. If you new viewer in my YouTube channel, then I request subscribes, likes and shares my channel. Your cooperation is I motivational. So thanks for watching the video.